So today what we'll say is, today let us learn about types of variables that can be used in functions. So we'll see about that. Sorry, types of variables that we are going to use. Normally you all know what actually a variable is. What is a variable? Can anyone of you tell me what actually a variable is? What do you mean by a variable? Variable is nothing but, yeah, in which we can store a value, and though that value can be changed according to our requirement, right? So you already use most so many variables in your program. Whenever you want to store anything, that data can be stored in the variable, and that variable will be having some specific data type. Depending upon that data type, we'll be storing that variable. So we'll be storing that value in that variable, right? Now coming to the function, the variable definition is same, but whereas coming to the function, in functions we have two types of variables. First one is called as a local variable. Second one is called as a global variable. Now, what actually this local and global is nothing, but we'll see with simple example so that it will be very clear to you all. By the name itself, you can see local variable is nothing but the uses of this variable. That means whatever data we are storing in that variable, in a variable, that can be used in a specific region. So local, like local is nothing but to a specific region. Okay, but whereas coming to a global is nothing but throughout the program we are going to use the value. That means the value that will be stored in a variable can be used throughout the program. But local is nothing but to a specific region only it can be used. In our case, specific region is nothing but within a function in which it has been defined. So to make you people understand in detail about this one, let us see about local variable first, and then we'll see about the global variable. Right? Local variable is nothing but, listen carefully all of you. Local variable is nothing but the value of the variable. Value stored in the variable is accessible within the function. Okay, so this is the definition for your local variable. So whenever you are declaring any variable and whenever you are giving any value to a variable, that variable will be used within that function. Let me explain you with simple example. Let us take void main. I think you all know why we are putting void main, because we are not writing any return statement in the main function. That's why we are putting void main. Okay. Now, let me write in A. Okay. If there is any capitals also, please consider it as a keyword, because I'm typing in the Word document. Sometimes because of type conversion or the automatic correction, it will be changing like that. Okay. Now, A value I am assigning to 10. Listen carefully what is the thing going to happen. I am writing printf A equal to and I'm going to use a function called example. Okay, this is a function. Got it all of you? What we have done? This one is the main program. Let me put this in the text box. Now, if you see, this is the main function, and then let me write the example function. I don't want to have any return type, void example. I am not passing any parameters. We learned about these things in detail in the last class. Passing parameters or without passing parameters. All these things you are familiar with that. Now, here also I am using a same variable. int a, and let me pass the variable. Okay, a, int a. Okay, a plus plus. Now I will be printing this value. Now if you see this program, I have written void main function one function, and we have taken one example function also. Now can you tell me what will be the output of this program? We have three printf statements. Can you tell me what will be the output of this program? See, the execution always starts from the main function. So the control will come here, and from here we need to start the execution. And whenever there is an example function call is there, we will be moving from here to here. Okay, let me put slash and also. Okay. Now this will be executed. So the control will come here. These statements will be executed. From here, the control will go back and this will be executed. Now, can any one of you tell me what will be the output? Some students have posted already. We have three printf statements. So obviously we'll be getting three lines of output. Okay. Still anyone is there? Yeah. What can be the output? Okay. So yeah, good. Good. You at least get the something what you got in your mind. That is good. So some students are right, and they may be a small mistake because of that. Some students are putting wrong output. That is not like because I have not explained about this local variable. That's why they are getting confused. So let me clear that. Now let us start executing this program. I have declared a variable called int a in this main, and we remember whenever within a function you are declaring any variable, then that variable can be accessed in this function only. Got all of you? That is called as a local variable. Local variable is nothing but any variable that is declared within the function. See, main is one function, and from here to here it is main function, right? So the in this come from here to here only this a variable can be accessed. Now we have declared a. Now a value has been assigned to 10. Okay. Now we are printing the a value, and now what will be the a value? Now you may get an output like a equal to, what will be the output? First one. Sorry, I have erased this. Okay, you will be getting the first line of code as a equal to 10. Now after printing this statement will be executed. Now what happens? It is calling an example code. So from here the control will go here. Right? Now, but here if you observe, we are passing a value. What is that value? A value is 10. Now this 10 value, whatever is stored here, that will be copied into a variable that is given here. Fortunately here, unfortunately, both the variables are same. Now, even though the variable names are same, what happens here is whatever A we are mentioning here, this A is different from this A. That means whatever A you are storing here, this A can be accessed only within this function, and the value whatever you are giving here 10 will be copied into this A, and this A can be only accessed within this function. You keep that in your mind. So local variable is nothing but value stored in that variable is accessible within that function only. Don't get confused. This A is different from this A. This A is local to this function, and this A is local to this function only. Now the value of A has been copied to here, right? Now this A value is now 10. Now come here, 10 has been incremented to 11. A value is 11 now within this function only. Now you may be getting an output like A equal to 11. Got it? Now, this statement has been executed. This is the end of our function. Now, from here, the control will go back to the next statement from where the function has been called. Now, we will be coming here. Now, we have one more output statement. Now, the output statement will be A equal to, don't get confused. This A belongs to within this function. Within this function, what is the A? The value of A is 10. So, you may be getting an output of 10. So your output will be 10, 11 and 10. That means a variable here, it is local to this function and this variable is local to this function. We are not changing the value. We are not changing the value of the variable A within this function. Such a variable is called as a local variable. Local is nothing but within this function. See, this is simply nothing but using another variable B. And we are changing, we are incrementing this B and we are trying to display the value of B. Got it all of you? Even if you use another variable also, here A is, this A has nothing to do with this B. Just the value will be copied to into the B. Similarly, instead of B, I have used A. I want you people to understand clearly. That's why I have written A. Why? Because don't get confused. If two functions are having their own local variable with the same name, in our case A, with the same name, then it is not like A, whatever changes you are doing A in the another function will also reflect the A in the other function also. That is not the case. What I mean is A, even though we have changed the value here, it is not reflecting the A here. Why? Because we are making this A local to this function only. Got it? Such a variable is called as a local variable. Got it, all of you? Local variable. So local variables will be defined within the function only. You need to define the local variable within the function only. Got it? Within the function we have defined, and within the function only we have defined. Such a variable is called as a local variable. Got it? Note down this one, all of you. We'll see the global variable. Got it, all of you? Understood? So local variable is nothing but the variables are defined within the body of the function. You can have one more statement also. What is that? Variables are defined within the body of the function. What do you mean by that? So within this, from here to here, we are defining this variable. That means this variable can be accessed within this function only. Even though another function is having the same variable name, there is no relation between this A and this A. This A is within this function and this A is within this function. That's why in this example, even though we have incremented the value of A here, the value of A in the main method has not been changed. We are getting the same output. Got it? So this is about local variables. So let us see about global variables. Global variable is nothing but these variables should be defined outside of the main function where you can, yeah, you want to note down? Yeah, note down. I'll change a little bit here. How we have to start our program? Hash include stdio.h, right? So we'll be writing like this and then we can write this example method or the example function or main function. The order can change, no problem. So you need to write down your program like this, right? right? So the value of a is 10 in this function only, and as we have copied this a value to another variable, for this also it will be 10, but any changes in this variable will be reflecting only for that variable, right? Okay. Now coming back to the global variables, global is nothing but, as the name itself it is saying, like uh, it can be used in all the functions. That is nothing but it can be used throughout the program. Whereas coming to local variables, this can be used within this function only. Any variable defined inside that function can be used within that function only. But if you want to use a variable which can be used in all the functions, then that variable is called as a global variable. So what can we do? We can say these variables are defined outside the main function. What do you mean by that one? See, if you want to make any variable global, normally we'll be starting writing a program like hash include all the header files, whatever you want in your program should be written like this: hash include stdio.h or hash include math.h. All the header files you need to write down here. After including all the header files, you need to declare the variables whichever you want to make them as global. So let us consider I am taking a variable called int a equal to 10. Same example I am considering. Okay, int a equal to 10. Now, this variable, I don't want to make it to be used only in one function. This variable can be used anywhere in the program. So let me write down one example. I'll take the same example, same code. Now, if you see here, now, see this program, we have taken a variable called a, which we have defined outside the main function. It has not been defined in any function, so it has been declared here. So let me remove these two statements. Okay. Now this variable is called as global variable. That means this variable can be used in any function. It can be used in main function. It can be used in example function. If you have one more function also, it can be used. Got it? Now, what will be the it can be used in any part of for any function. So let me see. Let us see the execution of this program. What happens here? A value is 10 now. Always the execution starts from main function. Print of a. What is the a value? A value is 10. So the first statement will be 10, obviously. Now we have called the example program. Now the control will come to here. A value has been copied from here to here. What is the a value? 10. 10 value has been copied here. No problem in that. Even though you don't pass any value also, what happens? This a value will be considered as a global variable. We can get the value of a here directly. Now what happens? A value has been incremented to 11. That means this 10 value will be removed and this value will be changed to 11 internally because it is a global variable. Got it? Now printf a value is, what happens it is, we will be getting the value of 11. Now after executing this statement, from here the control will go back to here. Now what is the value of a? A value has been changed to 11. Now you will be getting the output of 11. Now if you see what is the output change, what is the change in our program? Here we got 10 in case of local variable. Here we got 11 in case of global variable. Why? What is the reason behind that? Because we have changed our program, like we have made our variable a as a global variable which can be used in any function, and any changes done in one function will reflect the original value of a, and the modified value can only be used by the other functions. So that's why whenever you are using global variables, you should be more careful. Why? Because it can be used by any function and anyone can change that value. But if you want to have a privacy, if you want to make your variable data to be secure enough, like private enough, that so that others should not be allowed to use that, then you need to make your variable as a local variable. Got it, all of you? So local variable will be allowing only that function to change the value, but global variable will have a flexibility of changing the value of that variable by any function throughout the program. Got it? So this is called as a global variable. Note down this program, all of you. I'll write one more example program here. I want you people to tell me the output of that. Okay? Now see this program, all of you. Can you tell me what will be the output of this program? Don't bother about this capital syntactical errors you don't know. B minus minus is nothing but decrement operator. B equal to B minus minus is nothing but B equal to B minus 1. Okay, I have written this one. Okay, so B minus minus. Okay. Now execute this program and tell me what will be the output of this program. So how many lines of code you will get? One line and two line. Okay. Let me write in clear so that it will be clear to you all. A equal to B equal to, okay. A equal to B equal to. Now tell me, you'll get two lines of code. One, because we have two printf statements only. So one line will be getting AB values and the other line also AB values. So what will be the output? Very good. Very good. Okay, so what we'll do is let us see. Most of you have given the right answer only. See, what is the flow of this execution is always the execution start from this main. Okay, now it will enter into this main function, and immediately after entering into this function, it has been calling this fun. For your understanding, what I'll take is I'll take two variables. Initially, the value of A is 10 and the value of B is 5. Got it? Now, this is for initial. This is not the output screen. If you want the output screen also, I'll put that. Okay. Okay, so initially A value is 10, B value is 5, that has been declared. Now, once main function has been started executing, function has been called. So the control will come here from here to here. Now coming inside, A value will be incremented. Initially the A value is 10. As it is a global variable, the value of 10 will be now modified to 11 because it is a global variable and we are performing A++. And coming to the next statement, we are performing B minus minus. The value of B will be decremented. B minus minus is nothing but decrementing the value of B by 1. So the value of B will be now changed to, what is that one? 4. Right? So A value is 11 now, B value is 4. Now we have a printf statement which is trying to display A and B values. Now A value is 11 in our case, and we got B value as 4. So this is first line of statement. Now after executing this statement, this is the end of the function. The control will go to here and it will start executing this statement. What is A now? What is the statement here? A plus plus. So the A value will be incremented. That means the value of 11 will be again changed. It is a global variable. So that's why any function, if it is trying to change the value, it will obviously reflect the original value of A because it is a global variable, right? You all are clear with that. Now A value has been changed to 12. Now B value is again decremented. B is again global variable. Now what happens? B value is now again changed to, what is that? 3. Got it? After that you have a printf statement. Now you will get one more line of code. What is that? A value is equal to and B value. What is the A value? We have 12. So A value will be 12 now and B value is 3. So this is the output whatever will be getting. Why? Because we are using a global variable concept where any function, if it is trying to change the value of a global variable, it will automatically affect the other function which is going to use that. So you should be more careful whenever you are using the global variables. Got it, all of you? Is this global variable concept clear to all of you? Got it? Very good. Now let me take one more example. Now if you see this one, I want to use another variable A equal to, wait, follow carefully. I'm taking one more variable A. See, I have taken global variable A equal to 10. Okay, that means it is global and it can be used in anywhere in any function. Now I am taking one more variable in this fun, same variable name A. Now this is local variable. Let me remove this B for the time being so that it will be clear to you all. Now here A is, what is this one? A is global variable. But here A is local variable, right? Same name has been given. Now, if any variable is used like a local variable, is used like a global variable and also like a local variable also, then the priority will be always given to your local variable. That you need to keep in your mind. Always the priority will be given to your local variable. Now, in this case, what will be our output? What will be our output now? Execution starts from here. Execution starts from here. It is calling the fun. And then what happens? It will come here. It will see a value has been given 20. Even though a value is 10, which is global, always the priority, the same name has been used here. So always the priority will be given to the local variable. That means a value will be 20 now, then a plus plus, then printf a. Now what happens? This will not be considered as a global variable. This will be considered as a local to this one. So this value will not be changed. Got it? Now what happened? A value will be incremented to 20. A value will be incremented to 21. Now it will be printing the value of A. You will be getting the value of 21. Got it? Now after executing this one, the control will go back to the next statement here. Here which value will be considered? This one or this one? This value or this value? Here, the value of A will be considered as a global value of A only. Why? Because this variable will be local to this function only. It can't be accessed by it can't be accessed by any other function. Right? So A value will be 10 now. 10 has been incremented to 11. You will be getting one more printf statement. A equal to 11. Got it? Any confusion in this? So you need to understand here a simple example for this. Why I have given? Because if the same variable name has been used both as local variable and global variable, always the priority will be given to the local variable only. That is the thing I want to tell you. Don't get confused. Why? Because sometimes what happens is, I'll tell you real time example. While developing any project, so many global variables has been declared. Now you don't want to use that variable name as a global variable because if you make any changes to that one, that can affect the other person's code. That means it can affect the other person function also. Now what can you do? You can declare that variable as a local variable in your own function and you can make the changes so it will not reflect the other person's code. So other functions code. Got it? So that is the reason the local variable will be given the priority. Right? Even though global variable is there, if there is any variable, same name has been given one more time in the function itself, the priority will be given to the local variable only. That is the thing you need to understand, all of you. Is this clear to all of you? Is this understood all of you? Like what type of variables we have, how these variables can be affecting the code execution, all these things, local variables, global variables, everything. Is that clear, all of you? Very good. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me. So so with this, we have come to an end of our types of variables in our function.